Yeah, absolutely. We're really excited to be here as we are every year. I think we have a really special group of people this year. I'm really excited. We've had I think a really solid fall, a really good start to our spring. I think we did a lot of good work over the winter when they're on their own. And I think that we've had just really good response overall. I think in my going into my 6th year here, both like with my staff and with the team I'm coaching, I'm just really excited about it, and I feel like we're in a really good place, and we're looking to repeat the success of last year and even more so. So we'll take anything anybody's interested in, any questions, and I'm sure these two would love to tell you more about those things.
Ollie, I guess to start building off of last year, what can you take from last year's successes as a springboard going into this season, especially with so many coming back?
Yes. So we're a big group of new people with our freshmen and transfers, 11, and then we have 11 returners. And I think we've really come together nicely. So looking in terms of our standard of behavior for how the team operates, but then also how just the success on the field, I think that both Gabby and Daisy have a really good handle on what that looks like. And I think, it's never easy. Winning at a high level and repeating success is never easy, but when you have a good base of what that looks like day in and day out, they teach the people that are coming in, and we also, like when you bring new people in that kind of have some of that experience as well, I think it all fits together. So these guys are doing both Gabby and Daisy are doing a great job in the locker room and on the field as well, of just the approach, how we go about all of our business and what that looks like day to day to set yourself up for championship behavior and then being championship on the field. So I think both Gabby and Daisy setting that example, and then also as our coaching staff kind of using that experience of like, okay, we did these things and how can we replicate some of that, and then also put a unique twist on it's a new group of people. So, but I think those experiences are they're vital to your continuing success.
For Gabby and Daisy, obviously the Knoxville Regional last year didn't go how quite you wanted it to, but what did you guys take away from getting to the NCAA tournament and playing in it and experiencing what it felt like?
For me, it was an awesome experience. Like, that's something that I always wanted to do with a team that I love. And we showed what we had. It didn't come out how we wanted it to, but we take a group of people that came back from last year to this year, and like you teach the new ones like the experience that you need to win at a high level. And having that experience under your belt, I know it helps me and it helps the people around me. So.
I also think we were able to really take what went well for us last year and things that we struggled with on a more consistent basis, and kind of looking back, taking that and kind of making the script change this year. Something that didn't go well last year, we're really focusing on trying to fix that and not make the same mistake twice.
For Daisy, and then Holly, if you'll follow up with this also. Last year you talked about, your transition and being new here and that kind of thing. After your year and the season you had, in deciding to come back for a 5th year, what do you expect this year? What's going to be different for you this year, or what are you maybe better at this year than you were last year?
I think last year I had to settle into a position that I didn't know what that position was yet, and I came to know that. But this year I'm more comfortable, and that's not to say that's a bad thing. I think that's a good thing with like teaching the younger ones like the way of Louisville softball. So being able to take my experiences from last year and the lessons that I learned last year and applying it this year, and literally like basically taking every moment for what it is, because it is my 5th year, and taking every moment and running with it, I think will be super critical for all of us, and not wishing any single moment away, and just really using my experiences from last year to aid in the winning mentality that we have moving forward.
Yeah, I think that we've made a lot of really solid progress. I think both, particularly Gabby and Daisy, where they're Gabby as a pitcher, Daisy as our shortstop. You're anchoring your infield as your shortstop, and Daisy has really shown a tremendous amount of growth and has really basically reflecting what she was saying, becoming more comfortable, but also pushing herself. I can see it on the field in all of our practices from the fall even to now. A lot of just how she's carrying herself and how we're performing physically, and also like how you carry yourself and your body language says a lot about how you're feeling mentally, and I think both of those things are really coming together. And then other people like kind of taking the cue or taking the lead from that confidence. And then on the mound, we really have to project that. And I think that for Gabby, she's been through a lot in her career here, both with injury and other things that have impacted how she's had to, you take the weight of that. We're humans, we're not just these performing athletes. So, but I think that she's done a really good job of working through some of those things, and I'm really excited for her to have the best year that she's had here and to really help anchor our staff. So
Yeah, and Gabby, kind of to follow up on that, what is it like to to kind of go through what you've gone through and now to be here, facing this year and kind of your expectations for yourself?
For sure. Looking back, kind of where I've come and where I am now, it's just a moment of gratitude for everybody that's helped me here, and kind of realizing that is my last season and learning from everything I've experienced, both failures and successes, but also not making a moment too big. I'm really trying to be where my feet are this year, and trust every preparation we've done from not just my freshman year, but from the very start of practice this past fall, and knowing that we've, as a team, as a staff, have put ourselves in a position to be as successful as we've ever been before.
Yeah, this one's for Holly and Gabby. Brooke Gray was someone we got to watch quite a bit when she was at Ballard. I know she's just a freshman, but what do you think she brings to your team, the kind of promise, the talent she has?
Yeah, I mean, Brooke she's learning, and there's always going to be a big transition from high school to college, and she's learning and kind of going through that process. I think that, we have a staff of 6 pitchers, and she's learning a lot from Gabby, learning a lot from Sam, learning a lot from Alyssa, so our upperclassmen, and then everyone on our staff. And I think that she's doing a great job so far. I mean, she's a competitor. She knows what winning is about. She's experienced a lot of that. I mean, she really was she carried Ballard to success, and she was on the mound every single time for them. So she knows what those expectations look like. Now, again, translating it to what we're doing, but she has that experience, and she's learning and growing. So I'm excited for Brooke. I think that she brings a lot of definitely competitive spirit, and then kind of she's, as I said, learning a lot every single day as far as what that looks like and things that you could do maybe in the high school setting that you need to kind of do a little bit differently at our level.
I also think being around Brooke every day, she's super confident in her abilities, and I think as a freshman, that's half the battle. So I'm super excited to see her in her career. Like Coach Holloway said, she's really coachable and asks all the upperclassmen for help and advice, and it's just fun to not only have somebody super confident in themselves, but also somebody who knows they can get better in every aspect, and she's been a really fun teammate, and she's super fun to be around.
The expectations. Coaches like to go one game, 1 week at a time. Right now, you can kind of look. What do you expect this team to kind of do?
Honestly, this is one of the funnest teams I've been around in my career here. There's not a second that we're not together and we're not laughing, and I think that is just a testament of the good people that we have on our team, and that's going to win us a lot of games. We have a lot of talent, but the culture that we built and the connections that we built over this past semester and going into January and into season is going to help us win games and win tough games. So I think we're going to have to fall back on that sometimes when talent isn't going to do it, and we're going to have to lean on each other. And I think we've built great relationships, and we have a lot of great people that we have a lot of good laughs with. So I'm expecting to be in the moment every single moment I'm around them, and really enjoy that.
I also think, going off Daisy, there's a lot of trust within each other, and knowing that everybody is capable of being excellent any given day. So just knowing that if you can't do it that day, the person behind you, the person next to you, the person in front of you is more than capable to do it, I think is something that is going to help us win, and win a lot. So.
One more, Holly. Obviously, we always ask you about the weather this time of the year. What I think you have the first 4 weekends away. Is that right? And is the schedule any different this year? I mean, obviously weather does impact early in the year, so you're not home for a while. Do you like how the schedule's set up?
Yeah, I really do. I think so. A little bit different from years past is when we start this year, we're going to Florida, but we're going to stay down there. So we're going to play a midweek game, and then we're going to go to another tournament. So we're kind of bookending of that, and we'll be gone for a week. So part of that is so that we can be in a better climate, practice down there a little bit, and then we'll start kind of a little bit more back and forth and with our travel, and we're going to South Carolina, I think, the weekend after that. So, but really, we have a very competitive schedule as always. We want to make sure that we are preparing ourselves for when the ACC schedule starts. We have a highly competitive schedule there. So, yeah,